How y'all doing? I'm starting a new series. It's called The Keys to My Mind. And this is episode 1. I'm going to talk about in 2004, 2005, I was going to USM and I needed 12 hours to graduate or whatever. I needed 12 hours of foreign language. So I decided to take Spanish. I said the best way to take it is to take it in Mexico. So I did study abroad. I went to Puebla, Mexico, and I got there. It was like 20 people there, other students or whatever. Most of them already knew how to speak Spanish. They had either took it in high school or they took it in college. So when I got there, I was one of the few people that didn't know any Spanish at all. I didn't know anything other than just hola, like hello. So they were messing me about it, and the teachers that we had in Mexico, they had a rule that whoever had the lowest grade on their test would get the test first. So of course it was me, and they joked at me about it, and I'm not the type of person that likes to be, the joke or whatever of the class. So we had two tutors that were there. They were female. They both could speak Spanish and they could speak English. So they would have time slots that we could take up 30 minutes after class a day. Now the rest of the students, like I said, they knew Spanish already, so they just didn't take the slot. So I told the tutor that I would take any slot that was available because I wanted to learn quicker than I wanted to accelerate the process of learning. So usually after we get out of class, another 2 hours after we get out of class, I would be studying with her or whatever. So in about a week, I had learned a good amount, you know what I mean? Being in Mexico, being on the streets, going around the city and meeting people and doing things, it's a lot easier to learn how to do this kind of stuff. We stayed, the program was a 5-week program. And the first 4 weeks, I was so focused on learning how to do things and learning the language and this and that I didn't even have time to enjoy myself. I think it was the Monday before we left. We were leaving that Friday. So it was a Monday, and we always go play basketball like every day. I'm not trying to whatever, but I was pretty good at it or whatever. And so I get out on the court and I see this guy. He like 6'2", 6'3". And he just making every shot. He just popping. He just hitting them left and right. So I told the other guy, I'm like, hey, give me this dude, whatever. Let me see how he do when I put that pressure on him or whatever. So I pressured this dude, like I pressured him full court. I wouldn't let him get the ball. I made him run repeatedly. I made him work on offense and on defense. So by the time he got his shots up, he couldn't make nothing. Like, he was bricking left and fucking right. So the first game we played them, I think we beat him it was like 15-6, and he don't score like one time. And the second game that we played them, it was like 15-2, and he don't score like one time. I had learned some words by that. Like I said, it was the 4th week out of the 5th week or whatever, and I had learned a good majority of the common words. I knew gringos, American. I knew Negroes, black. I knew no me gustas, I don't like. So I'm talking shit to the dude, I'm just talking shit. We play basketball, that's what we do. I'm like, yeah, how you like that? Whoop de whoop, this how we do it in America, whoop de whoop de whoop. So the guy starts speaking in Spanish, he like, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, no me gusta, el negro gringo, and something. Then he said, I had just learned these words, like all the words that the tutor had been teaching me in my everyday life, I was coming across these words. So that same day, I had just asked this lady, I said, how do you say fight? And she said, pelea. So the guy was like, no me gusta, el nigga, gringo, blah, 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 pelea. I said, oh, shit. I said, he said he don't like me and that he want to fight. So I walked up to the guy and I said, lo siento. Lo siento is, I'm sorry. So I'm like, I'm sorry. And he was like, okay, dog, no problem. And I'm looking at this dude like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? He could speak English this whole time. See, I didn't know that. And he told me that most of the, Mexican-American people that are here, they can speak English. He said that they teach them that in school. He said a lot of them will play like they cannot speak English just to fool with you and mess with you and whatever. He said the only ones that really cannot speak good English is the ones who come over here illegally. So me and this guy, we got cool, we whatever. So that night, like I said, it was a Monday, we leaving it Friday. That night we had went to this club, like the club that we always go to in Mexico. It's called El Tigre. So we've been going to this club every night. Now I don't know if I never noticed this guy or I just wasn't paying attention. So I get in the club and I see this dude that I was playing ball with talking shit to, and I'm like, damn, there he go. He invites me to the table, and they had bottles of vodka, and the bottles like this fucking big. The bottle was like $40, $45 a bottle. This dude bought 3 fucking bottles of vodka or whatever. It was just me and him and his friend. So I'm like, who gonna drink all that? He's like, we gonna drink it. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So long story short, we sit there that night, we drinking, we talking, we having a good time. By this time, it's like 5:30 in the morning or whatever. So the guy was like, do you want to come to my house or whatever? I'm having a house party. So my homeboy was like, nah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Don't go over there. You don't know this dude. You don't know what he gonna do. You in Mexico. And I'm like, dude, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I've been here 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks. I hadn't done shit. I hadn't had no fun. All I've been doing is studying. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make something happen or whatever. So we on the way to the guy's house or whatever. We leave from the bar. And he was like, I got a friend that likes, black guys or whatever. So we get to the party, and I get to his house. It's like 12 fucking people at this party, bro. They dancing, they partying, they drinking, and whatever. So I'm sitting here trying to decipher like who is who. I'm like, okay, this girl is with this guy. These girls are with, you know what I mean? So I look around and I see one girl, and she just waves. And I said, yep. That's the one. Like that's the one that he talking about. So I'm sitting there. And I had just learned the word for smoke. The word for smoke is fumar. So he's blah, 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 blah to fumar. I'm like, yeah, I smoke. He gets here, he brings out this weed. He got a bong the fucking size of the fucking room. Like, I've never seen one this big, bro. Like a bong that covers from the fucking floor to the fucking ceiling, dog. So I'm sitting here, I'm smoking this shit. He got like 12 fucking hoses on it. And I'm just smoking by myself. Nobody else, they didn't want to smoke. And I'm high as shit. I hadn't smoked in fucking 5 weeks since I came to Mexico or whatever. And I'm high as shit. We had been drinking all night and, whatever. So the girl comes and sits by me while I'm smoking. She's talking and shit. My mind going in and out. You know what I'm saying? My name is this. My name is Katrina, blah, 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 from Indiana University, blah, blah, blah. So I was so drunk and so fucked up that I was more focused on not just throwing up. You know how when you get fucked up and then you be like, damn, I just don't want to throw up. I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to fall. It's people here, you know what I mean? So my mind was so focused on this that I really didn't get this girl no conversation because I really, like I said, I was fucked up. So long story short, maybe like an hour later, this girl pops up like, I'm finna go. I'm leaving you guys. So I'm so fucking trapped that I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know what to say to this girl. I don't know what to do. And she walked past me and I just could barely wave. So she gets to the door, she turns around and she's like, you coming? And I'm like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. I'll come with you. So we got on our way to go to where she stayed, and we stopped at her friend's house. You tell me why I seen my homeboy, the same dude that I told y'all that told me, don't go nowhere, you don't know these people, they're gonna do something to you, blah, blah, blah. His ass done left with one of her friends, and he done went out and whatever. So we go to the girl's crib or whatever, and we talking, we drinking, whoop de whoop, and we having a good time, whatever. And like I said, I knew some words from just being over there, but I didn't know this girl that I'm talking about, she could speak English real good and she could speak Spanish. So we start messing around or whatever. And she's, this, and this. And next thing I know, she says, "Mi duele." So I just keep going, And she's like, "Mi duele, mi duele." So I'm like, what the fuck you saying? Like, what you gotta say? What is it? And she was like, "You're hurting me." I said, okay. That's how I learned how to learn the word hurt. That's how I learned the word hurt in Spanish, is duele or whatever. And so I spent the night with this girl. I go back to class tomorrow. Everybody talking about the shit, this and that. And the girl had a roommate. And the roommate looked like fucking J-Lo, bro. Like a young J-Lo. Not the J-Lo now, which is not bad. But she looked like a fucking young J-Lo. And I had a homeboy. He was a white guy, but he looked like he was Spanish. Like, he had long black hair. He was built up. And all the girls that liked him, but he was not fucking with them or whatever. He was fucking with someone else. And I had told him, I said, "Hey, bro, she got a roommate. Look real nice. She look like J-Lo. She real sweet." And I had told the roommate about him. So she already had an idea about who he was. So I convinced him to go over there with me the next night. I'm like, "Bro, you can come over there with me." He goes over there. They see each other. It's like fucking love at first sight, bro. Like, when she seen him and he said, she was like, "Oh my God, he's gorgeous." 5 fucking minutes later, bro, they got into the fucking room. So I'm blown the fuck away. Like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, me and the girl had spent the night before. We spent that night, and the whole time I was there, one of the tutors, the one that was teaching me, I kind of liked her, but I didn't, I wasn't trying to fuck with her because I was trying to learn my lesson. Now, I don't like to be last on nothing I do. I do not like to be last. I'm that kind of person. Like, if you beat me in something, I'll learn this sport just to whoop your ass. I've never just taken a loss. If somebody beat me, I'm gonna whoop your ass again. I'm gonna whoop you before it's over with. So I had learned, like I said, the girl come to me the next day after all these 4 weeks. She hadn't said shit to me, nothing at all. She was like, "Derek, I like you, whoop de whoop." This, I'm like, damn, like, why the fuck would you tell me this now? Like, it's fucking Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? And we fucking leaving Friday, bro. Like, you could have been had said this shit to me and then whatever. So I'm in a dilemma. So the girl that I had spent the night with the night before, she ended up, I didn't know that she stayed right behind the fucking club that we had been going to. She stayed like fucking 2 minutes from this club that we had been going to. And it was close to our campus. So like I said, this tutor had come to me, telling me her feelings and all this shit. So, we just holding hand, we whatever. So we get on the fucking bus. I get on the bus, I look around. Tell me why I see the same motherfucking girl that I had spent the night with before. They sitting there, they looking at me, bro. And you know how a bus is, when you're on the bus, it's like a fucking space right there. Like, you can't fucking run. You know what I'm saying? Like, you stuck in this position. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I didn't know what to say or nothing. So she just looked at me, she just shook her head. Whatever. So that night had came or whatever. And my homeboy, like I said, he had spent the night with the roommate. So he was like, "Derek, do you want to go with me over here tonight?" And I was like, "Nah, bro. I mean, she saw me with the tutor or whatever, so I don't want no conflict." He goes over, he spends the night. He come to class the next day. He was like, "Bro, you should have came, bro. You should have came with me. I had a great time. Your girl kept answering about you. Whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop." But they always had a saying when I grew up, was like, don't mess up your for show for some more. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to fuck it up. And, I probably should have went, but some things, when things happen, it's best to just let shit die off. You know what I'm saying? So, me and the tutor, we end up hooking up, with no big deal. And I didn't, at this point, this like 2004, 2005, I didn't know what the fucking day after pill was, I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't know. I ain't no fucking woman. I don't fucking know what it was. And I'm, like I said, I'm young or whatever, and I'm not thinking straight and whatever. And then her friend come to me the next day, like, she took the day out the pill. I'm like, what the fuck is that? She was like, that's when you, I said, oh, okay. So I ain't gonna lie, I felt some kind of way about the shit. But at least I can say that, I went to Mexico. I had a good time, and, I didn't come home empty-handed.